Welcome back, premium subscribers. We hope you all enjoyed that incredible conversation with Daniel and Andy. Thank you again for supporting our work through the premium subscription. And yeah, without further ado, we've got some fun questions to dig into here.
The first question is from Esther Perel's game, Where Should We Begin? The question is, the worst date I've ever been on, ...
You go first. I got to scan a lot of decades here. So
buffering.
This one, if anyone here is from the Bay Area, they actually got to see this acted out in dance recently at the Ruckus and Rumpus Revival.
We happened to be there, by the way. It was very enjoyable to watch this.
Yeah, I matched with this woman on Tinder. This was many years ago. And we were flirting, and she said something about wanting to hang out. And I think at the time, like, my place was like really, there's something going on with my place where I didn't want to have her over. And I was like, and she, we were trying to make plans that night, and she goes, "Oh, can we go to your place?" And I was like, "Oh, no, like, let's go to your place." And she was like, "Oh, my place is too messy. Like, let's go to yours." And I dropped some like really dumb line, like, "Oh, I'm too busy looking at you." And she didn't respond. And I was like, "That's very valid." Like, that was a fucking dumb thing I just said. And then like 6 months later, I get a text from her at 10 o'clock at night saying, "Hey, what are you up to?" Which I interpreted fairly straightforwardly.
You had not gone out.
But like, okay. It was really clear what the interest was, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And not much. How are you doing? I'm good. Just hanging out. And so I texted her, "Do you want me to come over?" And she said, "Yeah," and sent me her address. So this was in my very slutty era, I want to note. So I go over there, and and we're talking. She offers me a glass of wine. She's very nervous. And I want to note this is my early 20s, because I think I would have been a little bit more discerning now of like, I don't know how much this person actually wants to do this. But at the time, she was very nervous. Like, and I'm talking kind of nervous where she'd be like, "You're a boy. Boys like video games, right? Like, do you want to talk about video games?" Like, that was the kind of conversation she like. And eventually I was finally like, "Hey, can I kiss you?" And she goes, "Yeah." So we start making out a little bit. We go to her bedroom. And things are going fine. She tells me like, "Hey, just a heads up, like, I haven't done this in a while." And little flags go off of like, okay, this person, something's gone on. This person's had a hard time. Let's try and be like really thoughtful and careful here. So we start hooking up, and she tells me, she's like, "Hey, I really want to go down on you." I'm like, "Okay, like, you can if you want to, but like, no response. You're not like required to do that." And she's like, "No, I really want to." And so she starts doing so, then stops and does this like swallow thing. And I'm like, "Hey, it's okay if you want to stop." And she's like, "No, I got this." About 30 seconds later, she throws up red wine vomit all over me, all over her white bedspread, all over the white carpet. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go use your shower real quick. Everything, it's fine. It happens. I'm gonna go shower off." So I go shower off, and I come back, and what I see is her crying on her bed while her cat licks up the red wine vomit.
Oh my god!
So that was a pretty rough date. I did end up checking in with her the next day, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm fine in this, like, please don't ever talk to me again, boys." But we did catch up about 2 years later, just like a quick text exchange, where she was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I just want to let you know that I'm doing much better now."
A happy story with a happy ending.
But that was probably one of my worst dates.
Yeah. Wow, I love it. I don't know if I'm just, to be honest, Daniel, I don't know if it was better watching that reenacted via dances or watching you tell that story in front of your dad. Both Both were pretty
Oh,
fucking
that's a really
amazing.
good. I'm really happy to hear that. That's a fun story to hear.
I'm glad you're happy to hear that.
Can I tell? Can I tell Dylan?
Sure.
All right, amazing. Well, how about you, Andy?
Well, I've been having trouble thinking of terrible dates because most
'Cause
of
it's
my
been
dates
50
have been
years.
really good. No, most of my dates have been really good. We didn't have Tinder in my day.
Oh,
Uh, but what I remembered was answering an ad on Tantra.com for a man that can handle copious ejaculation.
oh, copious.
Copious.
Wow.
That was the word.
Okay.
And when I called her up, to confirm the date, she said, "Well, if you want to have breakfast, if you like breakfast, you better bring something to eat." And that's a really good sign when you're going on a first date with someone when they say bring breakfast.
What year was this? Because I want to picture what era of the internet this was.
Oh
Was
man,
this like 90s?
it had to be. God, I don't remember.
Okay, that's very funny.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like Tantra.com would be an expensive domain name at this
That's
point.
what I'm picturing, like 90s internet.
Well, Susie,
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Okay.
but worst.
Just
Man,
haven't had bad dates?
I have great dates.
Wow.
Do you have how about a best date, Andy?
Oh, he's gonna love this one. Should I leave the room?
Yeah, should we earmuffs? Do we need to earmuffs for Daniel?
No, now I have to really there's a lot of good ones. A lot of really good ones. Well, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. I was gonna say that one counts. We'll count it.
Her ad was very, very accurate using the word copious.
Yeah, when you're even hungry for
Copious
breakfast?
ejaculation. Except that what turned that south was when I saw her list of what she wanted in a guy, and 6-pack abs were on it, and I didn't match that.
You didn't qualify.
So
Apparently you did.
so I think we had like 2 dates. That was about it.
I had this moment where it was gonna come full circle where you're like, yeah, the copious amounts of ejaculation. And I got out of the shower and her cat was licking it up off the carpet. It's like it happened
Oh, I've
to
got a
both
worse
of you.
one. I just thought of a worse.
no.
No, but it wasn't as bad as yours. It was
Okay.
just different. So I was dating someone who was married but separated, and we needed a place to stay. And she said he was out of town, so we'd stay at his place.
Mm.
And and we were there overnight. In the morning, we're oh God, what expression can I use that's not going to be?
I'll let you know if it's problematic.
We're having some fun. How's
Okay.
that? We're having fun, and there's a banging on the door.
Mm.
And she gets up and goes out and comes back and says, "There's a policeman on the door with Michael, her husband."
Oh.
I said, "Well, okay, I get dressed." And she goes out, and a couple of minutes later, he walks in and says, "I should have known."
Mm. So you got caught, or she got caught with you.
She got caught.
I got one more I can add. That this wasn't like this.
You're not going to top that first one.
I'm
That was pretty.
This one was not the worst date because it actually ended up being like really kind of sweet, but it was the worst in that I was not expecting it. And that this was also Tinder. My Tinder era was rough. I matched this woman while I was at work. We chatted throughout the day. That evening, she invited me over and go over to her place, and we're chatting and we hook up, and then we're like sitting in her living room, and she's like, I'm glad you're here. This is, things have been really rough for me. I was like, oh, like what's going on? She's like, well, I came home and I found my boyfriend and the father of my child like dead in the kitchen. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Is he still
Well,
there?
I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like when did that happen? Where did that happen? She was like, oh, it was this week. It was over there.
Whoa.
I was like, okay, glad to be part of your coping strategy. I'm gonna go.
It could have been
Wow.
worse.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. So that's a rough one.
Wow. All right. I don't even know what question to ask next.
I
I don't
know,
feel like
none of-
any of these fit with what we're talking about.
I was going to ask you, this is kind of similar along the similar lines though, is a story about me I hope my kids will tell.
I think we just covered
But we
that.
kind of covered that.
Yep.
I would say that the first time we smoked pot together,
Yeah.
he was living with.
I've told that story quite a few times.
It was just such a cool experience.
It was cool. He was being so annoying because, like, we were getting stoned together. I was like 16, and he was acting like my fucking dad. Like, he was like critiquing my bong skills and like telling me I was doing it wrong.
Really?
Yeah, you were like, no, you got to create a suction. You got to like make a seal. I'm like, Dad, I've smoked a bong before. Like, yeah,
I don't remember that part of it.
it was
guess I
very
was
funny.
stoned.
You were pretty stoned.
You're so
That was a pretty funny one. Yeah,
But there was this
But you both have good memories
yeah,
of it.
clearly.
there was this nonverbal at some point of just looking at each other and nodding and smiling.
Yeah, it needs to be
Yeah.
tough. I mean, I wasn't 16. That'd be illegal. I was an adult. It was legal. Yeah.
Another good one is he was the best man at my third wedding.
Yeah.
And that was really sweet.
Cool.
And he walked my wife down the aisle. What I didn't know is that they had been smoking pot before they came down.
Right.
I didn't know. It was in Mexico.
No, it was great. It was great.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
Do you want to ask a question?
I just feel
Or-
like
or
I
we-
feel like this has been perfect. I don't know if we can make it better. All right. The only question here that maybe it doesn't really flow with what we've been talking about, but it's just maybe to end on a bit of a high note for you both.
We just talked about a high note.
Wait,
Yeah, well,
Another
You're
high
getting
note.
higher now? Wait a minute.
we'll be over in a minute.
Deal with the bond, Daniel. let me show you how to
All
do
right.
this right.
Okay. What are you both, or what are you great at in relationships for each of you? Or maybe what do you see the other as great at in their
Eating
relationship?
pussy.
Same, actually. Yeah.
It's genetic.
Hey,
It's genetic.
Yeah, no, ironically, the best and worst part of dating me are my mouth. No, I think I've seen you be very good at
are we supposed to do this about each other?
well, I'm going to do it about you because I've seen
Okay.
you do this, and that you have, at least with Joe and Nina, you've been very committed to acknowledging your stubbornness, but not letting it get in the way of your overall like you know that relationship is what you want, and so even when you have your moments of stubbornness, you let them like filter through, but then you do return to really like engaging thoughtfully is what I've seen you do with her. Like, because she likes to criticize you, and you don't like being criticized. And I see you go through that
She
moment.
doesn't criticize me. She tries to improve me.
Right. You know it's coming from a place of love. But what I see you do is I see you have that moment of like, but I see you like sit with that, and instead of getting defensive, sometimes you're a little snarky, and that's what I appreciate about you. But instead of getting defensive, you still you lean in and you are able to glean the positives of what she's saying and see it as coming from a place of love, and as her form of caring for the relationship. Yeah, and it's been cool watching you have that flexibility because I also am a very stubborn person and sometimes struggle with that. So
Really?
thank you for demonstrating that. Yeah.
I see you being really honest and and open and transparent and communicative with the women I've seen you with. I almost said girls. It would have been
No good.
no good.
Yeah. You haven't even seen me with the boys.
I haven't seen you with the boys. But you really, you really, I would say you're bold around relationship and what's going on in the relationship. It's a courage and a boldness that I really see.
Thanks.
Because it's risky. Yeah, and you're going for it.
Yeah. I do not shy away from conflict. That is definitely true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just very grateful to both of you. This has been absolute delight, but also just so heartwarming. I don't
Yeah.
know any other word for it.
Both hilarious and extremely heartwarming.
Yeah.
I would say those are two words that are really important to both of us:
Yeah.
heart and humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like the
But first,
Yeah,
heart
that
first.
definitely comes through.
yeah, the silly and the sweet.
Silly.
Yeah.
Sometimes sour.
The sacred and profane.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both again for coming on tonight and sharing your stories with us. We just are grateful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you're doing what you're doing. I hope that more people get the opportunity to listen, to think about this, to share it, and to really explore who they are in relationship. What's the truth? What's the programming? What's the truth? And to be true to themselves, a lot more authentic.
And I also want to do a quick shout out because I know I am very lucky to be able to have a open and honest relationship like this with a parent. I know a lot of people don't have that opportunity, and if that aspect of this has made this kind of hard to listen to for anyone, like, not alone. And I want to encourage you to, even if you can't have this in a parent, to find the people in your life who you can have this kind of connection with. And if it is part of your life plan, I really hope you get to be a parent like this, because it's a pretty cool thing. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Wow. Nice. I'm proud of my son. He's a good kid.
I'm all right.
Can't wait to see what he's like
Oh.
when he grows up.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I mean, you didn't grow up till you were like 65. So
I didn't grow up till I was probably 60. So
I got time.
But it's getting better and better at 77. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, both. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you.
Too.